a basket that has a larger opening, you take a leaflet and you go under 3, over 1, and under 1, and then you come up through here. If you want to make one with a little bit tighter of an opening, which I think I will because this is, actually, I'm not sure if I will. I'll just show both techniques. So for a wider opening, a wider mouth for your basket on top, you want to go under 1, 2, 3 leaflets, over 1, and under 1. If I were going to do it with a tighter opening, I would go under 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1, and under 1, and up like this. See? So I'm going to go back and do it the first way, because I think for this size, see how wide these are? For this size of material, I want to make one with a wider mouth. So I went under 1, 2, 3, over 1, under 1, and then up through here. Now I'm leaving a lot of space here because in the end, after I weave all of these in, I'm going to come to where I have to weave this one back in. And I don't want it too tight so there's no room for this to go through, because otherwise you can break your rib if you're trying to go too tightly through spaces. So like this is about perfect. So I've done this one first. So this is the next one that I want to work with. I take it over at the end and I go under 1, 2, 3 in a row, over the next one, and under the next one. See that? It comes right up next to the first one. And that's how you know you're doing it in the right order. So I've worked with this one, now I work with this one. I'm going to go under 1, 2, 3, over 1, under the next one, and right up through here, right against the rim. See how I've got them all like tightly up into this crotch area between like where the fronds grow out. So I got 1, 2, 3 now. Next one, this one. So I go under 1, 2, 3, over 1, under 1, and right up through here. Next one's this one. 1, 2, 3. Did I go under? Over the next one, and under the next one, and right up through the middle. And it's kind of nice to hold this out of the way so you can see what you're doing. You can kind of even grab the whole mass of it in one hand just to keep track of what you're doing. So this is the next one. I go under 1, 2, 3, over 1, under 1, pull it up just a little bit, and grab it in my hand with the rest of the bundle. Next one's this one. 1, 2, 3 that I go under, over 1, under 1, and up through the next one. So now I take this one. Now it starts to get tricky because I'm going to start to weave back up through the stuff that's already woven. So I go under 1, 2, 3, up through here, over, and under. And you can tell you've done it right because it comes out in the next slot after the one that I just worked. That's how you can tell. And notice I'm keeping it all big and wide and jumbly looking. And there's a good reason for that, because I want to leave room to work. So now I do this one, goes under, under, under. And if you're in doubt, you can see where this one comes out right there, and you count 1, 2, 3. So you know that this is the third one that you're going to want to come under with this one. So I go under 1, 2, 3, then over this one, and under the next one. And keep holding it all in my hand. Now we're on the last one. We're going to weave it all back in and close it up. So we're going to go under 1, 2, 3, over, and under the last one. And now you can see that they're all coming out one after the other in line. Didn't miss any slots. They're all filled with a leaflet, just one leaflet, not two. And at that point, we're going to start to tighten it just a little bit. And I believe I'm probably going to weave an extra layer onto this, so I don't want to tighten it too much, but just enough so that if I let go of it, it doesn't flop open like it would like to do, because this is very springy, mature material. It's kind of stiff. And that's okay, because it will make a really tough, strong basket that will last for years and years. So I'm just going to keep going around one after the other in order, tightening them a little bit, just an inch or two as I go along. And once I get to the point where they're all kind of equally tightened, see how that ring's kind of uniform? So now, it doesn't matter which one, I don't have to keep track of anything for this part. I just pick one, any one, this one let's say, and I'm going to weave one more layer. So I'm going to go, see how it comes from underneath here? I'm going to go over the next leaflet and come up under the next. And pull gently and carefully. So now my next one that I work with will be this one. And I'm going to come up over and under, always making sure that I take care of my leaf along the way and don't let it bend in the wrong way. And don't let it be twisted or anything like that. So now I've got two of them. So now the next one will be this one. I'll go over and under and come up right in this space right next to my last one. So now I've got three. So the next one is going to be this one right here. I'm going to take it over the next leaf, under the next one. And just keep going, over, and under, over, and under, over, and under. And if you have one that's kind of broken like this, just baby it as you go along. And it doesn't matter if you have broken ends, whatever, it's all going to get snipped off in the end. So you don't want them to be broken like up in here though, because that's your working part of your material. Just keep going till you got them all over, under.
And this is your second weaving.
This is the
Second layer.
The second layer. I'm making a layer
An extra
of
layer.
one over and under
Right.
after doing the first series. And you wouldn't always do that.
Right.
If you have maybe a little bit smaller material, you might just stop where you're at. Otherwise, it'll make it awkward. But this is pretty big, so it has room to expand. And I'm almost there. This is my last one. And at this point, when I get this through there, all nice and straight, now you can see that they're all coming through one after the other, just like before. Didn't miss any. Every slot has a leaflet coming through it. So at this point now, we get the fun of tightening. And you can start with any leaflet, and you pull on it gently until it offers resistance, and then you stop pulling. Then you go to the next one, you pull gently till you feel resistance, and then you stop. Go on to the next one, pull gently, stop, pull gently and stop. And you do the same thing in turn with each one. And just keep going. And if you have something like this happening, you stop it. You stop it like right away, because you don't want that. You straighten it out. And then the next one, you do the same thing. And if at any point you hear crackling happening, stop and check your work and see what's happening. Because sometimes there'll be a little frayed spot that if you pull it, it's just going to get worse. And if you don't, then you can go back and baby it along and keep it from cracking really badly. So I'm just going to keep going, tightening as I go, little by little. And you can see it's starting to make this shape on the other side. You just keep going, and don't let something like this happen. That's a bad thing. Yeah, just like that, all the way until you can't do it anymore.
So when you pick it from the tree, how many leaflets is it supposed to have on it to make this kind?
Well, I picked a whole frond.
Mm.
And from the whole frond, you can look along the frond and you can select a section in which they're all about the same width all the way down, and where the spacing between them is regular. You might notice on some fronds there's a big discrepancy between the width of the leaflets or between the spacing between the leaflets. You don't want that for this project. You want it to be pretty uniform. You see all these are pretty close to the same width, and for this particular project you really want that. For other projects it may not matter very much. Like the 3-tiered basket chain, who cares? For that one it doesn't even matter, but for this one it really does.
With at least like 8 leaflets or 14, or how many?
This one I believe is 12. Well, I'll count. I'll count and let you know. You'll find that out at the end. It doesn't have to be a specific number, but I would say it needs to be at least 8.
Okay. And the bigger, the more leaflets, the bigger the basket.
The more leaflets, the bigger the basket. The bigger the ring, anyway, that you start with.
Nice.
So yeah, just keep going, keep tightening, just a little at a time, never forcing it. Always being gentle and always being mindful of what the leaflets are doing. Listening for cracking, looking to see if anything's gotten flipped the wrong way and needs addressing. And you'll notice that I'm not able to pull as much as I go